What are the odds of a promoted side staying up in the Premier League? Well, it's pretty much impossible to calculate this because there are just way too many variables, and I'm pretty bad at math. So what we'll do instead is we'll look at the last 5 years and we'll see how all of the promoted sides have done. So look at the last season that just passed. Norwich went down, but Sheffield United and Aston Villa stayed up. So 2 out of 3 isn't bad. The year before that, only Wolves stayed up, Cardiff and Fulham went down. The year before that, all 3 promoted sides stayed up, which is ridiculous. Like, that is unreal. That just doesn't happen. Newcastle, Brighton, and Huddersfield stayed up. Just ridiculous. The year before that, only Burnley stayed up, so Middlesbrough and Hull went down. And the year before that, Bournemouth and Watford stayed up, and Norwich went down. So yeah, this is actually really interesting. Like, I'm actually glad I decided to do this video. But what's interesting is, whoa, look at Norwich. They've actually been promoted quite a few times, but they've just gone straight back down. I mean, that is just disappointing. I mean, you put all this effort into trying to get promoted into the Premier League, and then you go straight back down. I mean, it's just, yeah, like I said, disappointing. But looking at some of this other stuff, I mean, Sheffield United finishing ninth last season. Like, what kind of promoted side has a top half finish in the first season? It's just ridiculous. Same thing with Wolves as well, finishing seventh. They finished in a European spot in their first season. Like, I know they have a good squad, but that's just insane. Like, unbelievable. Also, Newcastle finishing 10th. And I remember that season as well because Newcastle had a bang average squad that season, but they really overachieved. I mean, I guess it goes to show just how good of a job Rafael Benitez really did. It's a shame he isn't there anymore though. Anyway, moving on. What else can we say about this? Well, I think looking at some of this stuff, I mean, it's not bulletproof really, but I'm pretty sure that if a promoted side was to stay up in the Premier League, normally they finish between 13th and 17th, because like that's where most of these teams have finished. And obviously Sheffield United and Wolves are kind of outliers, and also Newcastle. Um, yeah, and what I've noticed as well is that like so 15 there's 15 teams here, right? 9 of them have stayed up in the last 5 years, which I would have thought it would have been the opposite. Like maybe only like less than 5 would have stayed up because of the difference, the gap between the Championship and the Premier League. Or maybe there really isn't a gap. Maybe it's just like a myth. Or like maybe the Premier League has gotten worse in the last 5 to 10 years. Or maybe the Championship's gotten better. Maybe teams are like more prepared to play in the Premier League, so they've gotten stronger. Like, who really knows what's going on? But teams are definitely staying up more than they're going down. Well, yeah, that is interesting. Like, I'm glad I did this video because that is interesting. Um, Man, I could go on like this for like another 10 minutes, but I'll try and wrap up this video. Um, yeah, no, this is good. All right, that's about it.